I want to show you something. Let's look at this together. Can you believe that this was 12 years old? Like back then, I was thinking that, oh, wow, 12 years from now, imagine how good the games are going to be. And unfortunately, compare this to Batman Arkham Knights, which came out recently, or compare it to any AAA game that you want. And it's such a major disappointment, isn't it? It's so sad. Like, I'm thinking about this game. Like what did it do right? Everything. I mean, from the perspective of the story, they cared so much about the source material. I remember that Harley Quinn was actually sexy. So was Catwoman. Like, they weren't afraid to show a little bit of booba here and there. And by the way, for some reason, I don't know how it managed, but like, gamers didn't just start masturbating by playing this video game. It wasn't like watching porn. No, it was like giving the audience what they wanted and staying true to the material. And they did so with a fifth of the budget and a third of the dev time that most games have had in the last 5 years. And the thing is, like, now that I'm making my own video game and I have my own video game company, I can tell you that most games can be done with a team of maybe 20 to 30 developers. Like, anything more than that is overkill. And when you look at these AAA companies, you realize why they are so bloated. It's the middle management, the plump HR lady that keeps wanting more and more. Like, they need to hire proofreaders and they need to hire all sorts of activists and more middle management to supervise. Like, I swear to God, it feels like, because I speak with people that work in this industry, it feels like for every single person that actually does their job, there's at least 5 or 10 other people supervising them. It's literally that bad. Like, they have this obsession with micromanaging employees. And it's not like just the quality of their work. No, it's like what they say on social media, what they speak in public, how they think, how they vote. Like, literally everything that can be micromanaged, the company will try to micromanage it. And those who don't get along with the program, they get to fuck off. And this is what I talked about in the previous video about diversity firings. They fire talent. Like, people who are actually good, talented people, are being chased out in favor of politics and checkbox grooming. And you get the Panderverse. And unfortunately, I don't know how it's going to come back from that, because if you try to change anything, you're going to get walkouts, you're going to get, like, your own employees turning against you because your company has been so subverted. And it's funny because I remember, like, this video game, which, Batman Arkham City that we're talking about, Anita Sarkeesian didn't like it. No, it was problematic. You could see Batman's ass. Well, again, like, why did they listen to a person who doesn't play video games and change the entire industry, and now they're Pikachu face that games aren't selling? Like, fucking gacha games. I keep saying this because I want people to understand and to try to echo this sentiment, because it's so fucking ridiculous. You have gacha games that are outselling actual AAA titles. Like, this wouldn't have happened if AAA titles were good. Like, 12 years ago, if you were to just make a game that would show, like, anime booba, and that's it, like, very little gameplay, very little story, right? And you put it on a phone, people wouldn't have bought it. Or if they would, you wouldn't have made millions of dollars with it. The only reason you do so now is due to the fact that the AAA is so shit that all you need to do is to put a hot anime girl on the box and your video game makes millions of dollars. Like, the moment you just stop listening to those fucking activists for even like half a second, you start selling. And I don't understand, like, what the activists are thinking either. It's like, dude, you need these companies to suck money out of them, right? Like even in real life, when you have, like, a parasitic organism that's like sucking vital resources from the host, it needs to keep the host alive. But these activists are doing their best. I mean, even at Netflix, right? They went after Dave Chappelle because he made the joke, and it's like, yeah, but like Dave Chappelle is profitable. Can't you look the other fucking way? Like eventually, you get a couple of companies that do look the other way, like Spotify with Joe Rogan and stuff. Like they're like, okay, well, he is saying the bad things that we shouldn't allow, but he is fucking Joe Rogan. I mean, he's bringing us billions of dollars in cash. So we got to make an exception for him. We're going to ban 100 other people, but we're going to make an exception for him. Like the problem is they genuinely, like I refuse to think that people at the top do not understand the market, that they're this clueless, this detached. Like the people who watch Marvel movies, like surely the ones that pay for the movies, they probably watch them as well. Like they must know that it's shit. They must realize, okay, it's not selling. I don't like it. Why do we keep doing this? Why don't we try something new? And the sad part is that I generally wonder, like, if we're ever going to get a new Batman. I feel like we're in the dark days of the Imperium. You look back and you're seeing just like the technological advancements and the beauty and the glory that mankind used to have, and all that knowledge is lost. But like, unfortunately, the knowledge isn't lost. We still know how to do it. It's just that the current culture doesn't allow you to do it. I mean, look at what happened with the coffin of Andy and Lele. It's now $2 million net worth. It made $2 million. A fucking indie game by one woman is making $2 million because it told the activist to fuck off. It's not a mystery. It's like we know the recipe for success. You just need to have some balls in order to push for it. Although again, it's very difficult. I know people who work in AAA, and I know from Ubisoft, from Blizzard, from all these other places, and there are people with creative ideas, but unfortunately they get shot down. I talked to a guy from Ubisoft, and I suggested, okay, why don't you have like a official Ubisoft VTuber that promotes your games? Like, have a channel, like Ubisoft has a channel, just put a VTuber there, hire an actress or something, and he said that, yeah, I can talk this up, and he comes back, it's like, yeah, they're not going to do it. And even if they would, like, imagine the type of VTuber that Ubisoft would have, right? Like, it's not going to be a Gargura or a Kayson, I guarantee to you. It's definitely going to be like something boring, bland, predictable, and full of identity politics. So I don't think there is saving these companies, unironically. People ask, like, why do gamers keep buying video games from them? Well, they don't. I mean, they're buying phone games. That's what they're doing. They're buying gacha games. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.